took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way, that's the only way it works. I'm gonna walk his way till they put me in the dirt. May your kingdom come as in heaven on this earth to me. It's now it occurred to me. Hell gon' burn like third degree. If you know your hurts to me, Jesus paid that purse for me, and he took that curse from me. If you think that's perjury, boy, you better learn to read. Hey, me and my baby girl in on the court, call that double dutch. I've been walking with the Lord, can't be doing such and such. Wait, I took a minute, but now I'm back in it. If God isn't with it, I don't want to visit. I went independent, it's gotta repent it, they couldn't have fake. I just took a break, okay, and now it's back to work. God made a way.
Welcome in, everybody, to the In Off the Bench podcast. My name is Jim Cross. Daniel Ball has the night off, but that's okay because we're going to keep on moving. We're going to be talking gymnastics. We're going to head over to College Park. We're going to talk to Sarah Seville. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. We love when we get to talk to teams we don't talk to as much. Obviously, we had your teammate Natalie Martin on a few months ago, but been keeping up with Maryland. Got to watch the meet against Washington last week. So excited to have you on, talk your story. For those who don't know, where are you from?
I'm from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
All right. So if I went there, what's the one thing is the must do in your hometown?
My town isn't too big. A lot of people like to go into Philly because I'm not too far from the city. So there's probably some fun stuff to do there.
All right. So not far from Philly. Obviously, Philly, huge sports town, just won a Super Bowl. Is it one of those things where you raised to root for Philly sports?
Yeah, we're not the biggest football family, but we're Phillies fans. So we watch a lot of baseball.
Yeah, not a bad thing to be. They've obviously had a lot of success and pretty cool to be that close to a sports town. We are, in Memphis. I'm in North Mississippi now, but 20 minutes. And we have the Grizzlies. And outside of that, we just don't have much else. And they've never won a championship. So definitely haven't got to experience what you get to up there in Philly. But let's talk family. You got mom, dad, brothers, sisters, big family, small family.
I would say my family is like a medium size. I'm definitely closer with like my mom's side of the family. I'm really close with my mom and my grandma. I don't have many siblings, but my grandma has a bunch of brothers and sisters, so I have like aunts and uncles and cousins like that. But
it's not a bad thing in the gymnastics world when there isn't many siblings, because I know how much time it takes for parents to take you to everything you got to do gymnastics related. It's nonstop, 365 days a year. So it's not much time to share with other siblings. So it's not a bad thing. But when it comes to your influence in gymnastics, who was your biggest influence to get into gymnastics?
it was definitely my mom. I started when I was like 3 years old. I did like mommy and me classes. So we just like would go into the gym and I was like a toddler. We would kind of just mess around. But I got on pre-team when I was like a little bit older. And then from there, I just fell in love with it. And I've just been continuing that.
Yeah, I mean, we've been covering college gymnastics. Obviously, we watched the Olympics, but I've never seen what it looked like at a younger age until my host sent me the video of his daughter in her first meet the other night. She's 7 years old, and it was really cool to see how it starts and the fundamental basics of what they look for, and then just teaching them the proper, I guess etiquette is the way to do everything. And so it's really cool to watch the process and understand how y'all learn from such a young age, because she started it, 2 years old, and almost every gymnast that comes on here, for the most part, there's the occasional one that doesn't start till late, but it's really cool. So you say your mom gets you into it. As you continue to go along, is there anyone that's a huge influence, whether it's a famous gymnast, a coach, someone locally that really, inspired you?
Yeah, I would say my coach, Rob. He wasn't my full-time coach at the start, but he's been like a head coach at my club gym since I was like 12, I want to say. But he's had a pretty big impact on like my training, and he's really helped me like mentally just keep doing the sport that I love. It gets tough at times, but he's really helped me through that all. So I would say him.
Yeah, there's always that person. Usually great athletes don't get to where they are unless there's somebody who's really inspiring them, motivating them to be better. And a lot of times there is that coach that really plays a significant role. So obviously being from Pennsylvania, not too far from Maryland, you choose Maryland. What's the reason Is it simply just the gymnastics program? Did you, like the campus? What all came in with choosing Maryland?
Yeah, so my recruiting process was a little bit bumpy, but I reached out to Brett, um, and he picked up the phone right away. So that was obviously a very good sign. Um, and then he was so genuine and like welcoming, so that drew me to the school. And there's a lot of good benefits like academically. And I came to campus and everything about it just seemed to fit. The team culture, the coaches were great, team was great. So I just felt like it was a really good fit for me.
Yeah, no doubt. How far is it from home?
It's like a 3 hour drive, so it's
Oh,
not
so not
too
bad at all.
yeah.
Nice. So you ever get homesick, or as far as the family come and support, that's definitely a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
So obviously you get there, freshman season. Who is a couple of the upperclassmen, maybe someone that you were able to pour into and lean, because I feel like that's such an important factor when you're a freshman coming into gymnastics. It's a tight knit thing where girls really get close. Is there any of those gymnasts that really were able to pour into you?
Yeah, my team was really important. Honestly, everyone has been great. We have a pretty big senior class, so they've been all like so welcoming, and they like teach you a little bit about what to do. The sophomores have been great, like explaining and like just letting us know that like everything that we're feeling, they felt last year. It gets better, like if we're struggling, and then the juniors are great, pulling us out of our shell a little bit, like. But um, I would say. I don't know. They all do a great
I
job.
mean, you said there's a lot of them, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I know you probably don't want the pressure of
Yeah.
picking. Obviously Natalie Martin told us that you were the one to talk to when I asked, who was the upcoming freshman, that's somebody that we need to talk to, need to pay attention to, and it was you. So if she feels that way, there has to be, a relationship there. Just, are you and Natalie pretty tight?
Yeah, I love Natalie. She's been someone to look up to. Especially she had such a great freshman season, so it just shows that like you can come in here and you can be successful that early on. So she's been really nice, and she's great at practice. So she's been a good
Yeah,
role.
if there's anything I've learned, obviously I don't get up there to cover as much, but I've been covering. Last weekend I was at Oklahoma LSU, and you watch Kaylin Chio, and then obviously there's three gymnasts specifically that are freshmen from Oklahoma making immediate impacts. And then the week before I was at LSU against Alabama, and you saw it with Alabama had multiple freshmen. This is a sport where freshmen can definitely play a pivotal role. Especially if you're good, you give quality depth, opportunity arises, obviously, with injuries and everything else. So as a freshman, I think you always got to be ready for when your turn's called. I realize that you're a specialist. It seems like right out the gate, got, opportunity on bars, got a 9.825. When you're in that first meet, is it like overwhelming excitement, or is it like really nervous, or is it just somewhere in between?
It's somewhere in between. I mean, it was a travel meet on podium, so I was so excited for that opportunity. Um, and practice went great. I was super excited to just get out there. Um, I was a little nervous, especially going into my routine. I wanted to do my routine how I know how I can. So it was a little nerve wracking, but I would say I was mostly excited. Just to start my journey here is exciting.
Yeah, I know it probably feels good after you get that first one under your belt. We had, talking about the Oklahoma freshman, we had Lily Peterson on recently, and the first meet of the year I actually went to was the Nashville Quad, and she opened the whole meet on vault. And I asked her, and she said absolutely nerve wracking, because when you got to be the first one of the year for everybody in a quad, like that's definitely nervous for a freshman. But she ended up knocking it out of the park, and just like every other, we talked to, it always feels good once you get that first one under your belt. But for you, what has been your favorite meet, and whether we're talking about individually or as a team, what's been your favorite meet so far this freshman season?
It's a hard question because I feel like I'm just trying to take it all in. But I would say one of my favorites was probably our first home meet against UCLA. I just feel like the energy at that meet was so high. We had so many fans, and everyone was having such a good time. We were hitting routines, and it was just really fun to be there.
Yeah, and the rankings are behind you. Obviously, UCLA at number 2. Shay Campbell is a multiple time guest of this show. We know, obviously, you got Olympians on the team. That is a high powered, star powered team, and so what a good opportunity for y'all out the gate to get them early and really test yourselves. And right now they seem to be on fire. But talking about big teams, you have Iowa coming in, but after that, huge quad, huge opportunity. Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, but at your house. How excited is the team, to have this opportunity to not only just host in general, but to compete against so many amazing teams in one quad?
Yeah, we're really excited. This week, obviously, we're just focusing on tomorrow's competition, but I'm sure we'll pick it up next week and start getting focused and ready. But this season, we're just trying to find the right balance, like having fun and being focused. So we try to stick to ourselves and just focus on whatever we can do to make sure we're doing the best we can.
Oh, no doubt. You got to take it a week at a time, but there's no way I wouldn't be able to see that on the schedule and be like, this is our opportunity. We got some big teams coming in here in our house, and it starts with this week, right? You're obviously on a win streak right now. You carry that into this week. Hopefully, get a big win against Iowa, putting together another one, and then you have the momentum rolling. When they come in. As far as your coaching staff, because we like to learn about coaches, obviously I see Brett, Aaron, JJ, talk about what this coaching staff, means to you. Obviously they make such a huge impression, that the reason, you choose a school like that. And then as a freshman, you're trying to take in everything they're teaching. So just how awesome have they been? And, what are some of the important things you've learned?
Yeah, they've all been super understanding. I feel like we have a really good balance in our coaching staff. Brett is always talking to you about how your day's been going. Erin's super understanding, and she helps you through whatever you're struggling with. And JJ is always there for us too, including Morgan. But they're all been so helpful. They're just there for you always, and they take you as a person first, and then look at your gymnastics.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the last thing I got for you, then we'll get into our game. Obviously, like I said, we only got so much to talk about, midway through the season, and being it's your first season. But I do want to ask, because it does tend to be a challenge to do academics. You even said you went to Maryland because it was challenging academically, which is good. It means you are not trying to take the easy route. But how has it been to balance athletics and academics in college, where it can be pretty grueling at times?
It's very different from high school for me, at least, but I feel like I've adjusted pretty well. It's a lot more work outside of class, and definitely a lot more studying, but the coaches, academic advisors, like everything, they all just help you out, make sure you're not too overwhelmed, and then yeah, but it's been going pretty good.
That's awesome. Good to hear. I love seeing achievements on both. More times than not, I really believe that gymnastics is. I think it's because of the way y'all are about precision and perfection, and everything. I don't think I've ever seen a gymnastics guest. I think you're number 52 we've had on, but has ever not been great academically. I think it's something, not that y'all just strive for, but I think it's just in your DNA. So love to see it. Excited to see what y'all do upcoming. But before I let you go, want to play a game. Usually Daniel hosts this game, so I'll try to do my best to make it as fun. But it's very simple. It's this or that. We give you two options. You choose one or the other. Just can't say both. Can't say neither. Nothing overly difficult on here. Nothing that's going to be controversial. You down to play?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Iced coffee.
All right. Chicken or steak?
Ooh. Let's see. Probably, I'll say steak.
I mean, the beauty of that question is there isn't a wrong answer.
I know.
Got to have them both. Especially for an athlete like you, gotta have the protein. I saw some pictures, so I know you may be accustomed to the lake. So I'm curious, would you rather go to the beach or the lake?
I like the beach better personally.
All right. Let me ask you this. I like to ask this question too. A lot of times sometimes it's simpler. We'll get a hotel. We'll be in Florida or California, and the hotel will have a really nice pool. And sometimes it's just easier to hang out at the nice pool than the beach. Do you prefer a good, swimming pool, or are you still going to the beach?
I'm still going to the beach, but I do like the pool.
Yeah, can't go wrong. All right, here we go. This one's going to be the toughest one I asked at all of them. Bars or beam?
Bars for sure. I love
All
bars.
right. Floor or vault?
I'll say floor.
All right, so now we go bars or floor.
Bars.
There you go. So bars it is. Definitely a specialist. Obviously you're early in the career. Is the expectation or at least the optimistic outlook, you going to try to do more than one event, or is this you're a bar specialist? What's the goal here?
Yeah, I'm looking to do some more events, in the seasons to come. So.
Yeah, and I learned that not every, gymnast wants to be all around. Like we've had some where, it can be 2 or 3, and they'll admit, I'm not good on this or that, or I don't think I'll ever be in the rotation. And that's not the all around is not for everybody. And, you just want to be the best for your team and whatever your name's called for. This next one's interesting because when we asked the female guests, we've had a lot that have surprised us. So when it comes to going to see a movie, would you rather see a rom-com or a scary movie?
Oh, a rom-com. I don't like scary movies.
Well, see, it's either that. So it's either don't like them at all or they pick it. And we've actually had a couple of them that say those are their favorite kind of movies. And we're like, that's a red flag. I don't know about favorite movies, but what was the last rom-com movie you watched? And I bring this up because I watched one with my wife the other night, and I'm a sucker for a good one. My host says they're overrated, not me. They're feel good. My wife likes to laugh, so I'm a sucker for a good rom-com. What's the last one you watched?
It's been a while since I've actually been to the movies, but I think the last one I watched was Anyone But You.
Okay. All right. So maybe not movie theater. What would be a go-to one if you could just put one on to watch feel good? What would it be?
A rom-com?
Yeah.
Probably like an older one. Like, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Okay, if I just had to put on a movie though, it would probably be like Maze Runner or Hunger Games, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, those are elite movies. We love those movies. My daughter's actually your age, and we've watched all those together. Big fan. I'm trying to get my son. He's 13, and he's into all the adventure stuff. And me and my daughter will try to tell him to watch them, and he looks at us like we're nerds. But whatever. At least you didn't say though. When we talk about rom-com, we had a gymnast the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to throw a name under the bus, but she said The Notebook, and there's nothing funny about The Notebook. I don't know how that fell into the rom-com category. Just glad that didn't get thrown out there.
Yeah.
But we do have How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days said recently, and that's an elite movie.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather go to a concert or sporting event? And before you pick, let me say any concert, any sporting event. So you can go anywhere, no matter who it is. You can pick your bucket list. What are you going to?
Probably a concert.
Who you want to go see?
I haven't been to too many concerts, so I feel like there's a lot of people I want to see, but I know the Lumineers are going on tour, so that would be nice. Or I would go see Zach Bryan again. That was a good concert.
Can't go wrong with Zach Bryan. Me and my wife decided to feel young, and we went down to Universal for their Rock the Universe tour, and there was, I don't know, like 18 rock, rap, country, Christian groups, and we were definitely the oldest people there. Did not care. Forrest Frank, Brandon Lake, all put on a show. I'm definitely needing to go to more concerts in my life, so definitely go check out the concerts there. You'll get old like me one day, and then like I should have went to more concerts.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This is actually the hard question. Save it for last for a reason. There's no good answer. Would you rather spend 5 years in jail or 10 years in a coma?
Probably 5 years in jail.
Yeah, I'm with you. My host says no way, he can't do jail, but I explained 10 years is a long time. You wake up, you're older, your kids are grown up, or in your case, you're almost 30. Like, I don't know, it's just 10 years is a long time. I feel like I just try to have to survive 5, try to get out on good behavior. My favorite is when people ask, well, what do I do to get in jail? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what gets you 5 years, but what's worse? And so I would take jail. He'd take the nap. The other question we like to ask, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer. The gymnasts always answer the same. But if we offered you $5 million in a briefcase or said you could win a national championship this year, what would you take?
National championship.
Yeah. Some of the other sports, they'll get greedy. They'll take the money, but not gymnasts. Gymnasts all the way. As a matter of fact, my favorite answer was Jordan Bowers, when we asked her about a third national championship. So you think maybe money might entice her because she's already got 2. She said, you could give me $20 million. I'd still take the national championship. I was like,
Yeah.
But I'd like to see her with $20 million in front of her and say, nah, I'm good. But,
yeah.
Before you go, I know y'all got, NIL deals, sponsorships, or just products that y'all like to support. Is there anything you want to plug or promote before you go?
Just go get yourself a pliable because they're so yummy. And they're good any time of day, any season. So
there you go. All right. And for those who want to know, they have their meet tomorrow night against Iowa at home, 7 p.m., the Big Ten Network. Go check it out. They're definitely worth your time. And then, like I said, the next week, the big one. It's literally called the Big Four meet with Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota. Check it out. Hopefully, our girls from Maryland take it home. But, Sarah, we thank you for coming on. Wish you nothing but the best of luck. Stay healthy, have fun. Freshman year, you only get to do it once. Just make sure you take it all in and enjoy the ride.
Yep. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. That's Sarah Seville, everyone. If you want to hear her story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please check us out on Facebook. Subscribe on Spotify, Anchor. I don't know. My host normally does this. We're on everything. YouTube. I just know I upload it. Go check them out on every platform. Like, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. We'll be back next week. We're going to be talking LSU baseball with Cade Arambidi, the freshman catcher. But in the meantime, remember, strong bodies, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.